Yes, guys, the patch is finally out. Been waiting forever for this, I feel. Once you log back into the division after the patch comes out, you'll be greeted by this screen, which gives you an overview of everything that the patch brings. Hitting some of the major points: Falcon Lost, of course, gear score, gear sets, trading, assignments, and Dark Zone supply drops. And of course, the full patch notes if you really want to read through it all. I think we all know the major differences were happening, but some of the minor ones I wanted to look at. One of the major ones was recalibrating high ends now cost only cash. No longer do they cost Phoenix points, and they only cost 28,000 to start. Now it does double every time, but I thought it was going to cost hundreds of thousands to re-roll high ends. In fact, it doesn't even cost more than if you were to do it with purples, so that's really great. Again, it does double every time you re-roll, so there's that. Going over to special gear vendor, however, this guy still does take Phoenix points. As you can see, he actually sells blueprints to some of the new stuff, and if you look, there's no longer a level there. There is score. That is your gear level, and that doesn't really get much into why that's there. But as you can see, my gear level is only 170, but those are 214. Now that does not stop me from buying them. I could buy them. I just don't have the Phoenix points. More on that score to the right of those new gear in the Dark Zone later. As you can see, he still does sell regular shit, but of course he does sell those new gear sets. Not a full gear set, but some parts of a few of them. Another big change is the church is not going to sell different shit. As you can see, sells two different of the gear sets of the Nomad you can just buy automatically, and then sells two more blueprints. Now before I buy this, notice how much I have, 350,000. Also notice that these cost like 15 and 15, and the gear score is 214. I don't have enough. Look at how much I lose. I lose 150,000. Why? Because my gear score is not high enough. I didn't even know that was going to happen, to be honest. I spent a whole lot of Dark Zone funds on two things I wouldn't have. So if you're going to buy them, wait until your gear score is high enough, because if you don't, you're going to be spending, like, I don't know, how much was it? 5 to 10 times the amount. I think you spend 10 times the amount if you don't have high enough gear score to match. Obviously, those are 191. I'm not even that high. The other ones were 214. I wasn't even close. Speaking of crafting, of course, we all knew what was going to happen. The conversion rates tripled. Now it costs 15 blues to make one purple, or no, 15 blues to make one yellow. In this case, fabric and other stuff. I personally stocked up as much as I could get before the patch came out, because I knew that I wasn't going to have much after, which is, I think everyone knew that was going to happen. But another thing that happened was from green to blue also doubled, went from 5 to 10. That obviously isn't that big of a deal, but it, every step of the way just got more expensive. I don't know if it was in the patch, but these new gear set items are really expensive. As you can see, that pad cost 22 fabric. This holster cost 22 fabric. That's a lot of fabric. And for being 15 instead of 5 to get a yellow, and for being 10 instead of 5 to get a blue, it's going to be really difficult to start building your own gear sets. Probably going to have to start buying them instead. You can obviously recalibrate your greens. Let's just call them greens, I guess. You can recalibrate them. They don't cost much more than the yellows, because they are technically the best in the game at this point if you have them in your gear set. Let me stipulate that, because these greens were not as good as my yellows, like, at all. But it's the reason you want to have these gear pieces is to get them in a set and to get the perks, because honestly, head to head without those special perks, these gear items aren't even that good. As you can see, I was only able to get 2 of the new gear sets, but they both happen to be for the Nomad, and by doing that I got the first set bonus, which is plus 100% scavenging. Obviously it goes up to 4. You can get all 6 if you really want to, but there's no point. Up to 4, you get the max bonus. No point after that. There were some other things I didn't have time to get to, mostly time things, like the assignments you get for just killing people. One of them today is to kill 40 veteran soldiers. They're okay. You get free stuff, and of course, Falcon Lost, a new Incursion. I'll have footage of this whenever I finish it. I've played it up until this point. I haven't finished it. It is tough, especially when you have teammates who don't know how to play the game. That makes it more difficult. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the Incursion, all the gameplay from beginning to end. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.